All right, burgeoning viewers, one quick note for you. A subscriber a day in October. If we hit 31 subscribers in 31 days, one lucky subscriber will walk away with the entire Modern Horizons art card series. Additionally, a comment a day. Any subscriber that leaves a comment in every video posted by MTG Burgeoning during the month of October will become eligible for the November Pack Wars. On November 1st, a list of all subscribers that left a comment on every MTG Burgeoning video during the month of October will be compiled, and from this list, one subscriber will be randomly chosen to participate in the November Pack Wars. So hope for peace, but prepare for war. MTG Burgeoning community, welcome back. And in today's Top 10s Day Wednesday video, we are going to look at the top 10 most played commander cards from Dragon's Maze. Hello everybody, welcome back MTG Burgeoning, welcome back the Burgeoning community, welcome back YouTube viewers. If you want to make that transition from YouTube viewer to MTG Burgeoning community, just click that subscribe button. What do you got to lose? Look at the content that we put out, a video every day, hundreds of videos in the archive. You will not be disappointed. Speaking of disappointed, here is a top 10 of the most played cards from Dragon's Maze in our most beloved format, EDH Commander, the much derided Dragon's Maze. Seeing some of these cards, I think, will make a lot of viewers surprised at how many quality cards did come from Dragon's Maze. So let's start with number 10, Pontiff of Blight. 4 and 2 black, this zombie cleric sports a 2/7 body, and it has the extort mechanic, which means whenever we cast a spell, we may pay a white or a black, and if we do, each opponent loses 1 life, and we gain that much life. And Pontiff of Blight gives other creatures we control extort as well. So if a creature has multiple instances of extort, each triggers separately, which means you can extort multiple times from the same creature, and that is just fantastic. So Pontiff of Blight is number 10 on this list. And it should be noted that as we have historically done in these top 10 lists, any lands and any reprints are not included in this top 10. No lands and no reprints. These are original spells from Dragon's Maze. Number 9, we have the Gruul commander himself, Rurik Thar, the Unbowed, or the Unbowed. I think it's Unbowed. 6/6 legendary ogre warrior. Sorry for all those orc fans out there. 6/6 vigilance reach. He has to attack every turn if able, and whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, Rurik Thar deals 6 damage to that player. Not to be confused with commander damage. That's just regular direct damage, not combat damage. Rurik Thar is the general commander, the leader of many decks over at EDHREC.com. One of the leading Gruul commanders. Number 8, Vorel of the Hallclade. 1 green and a blue with a 1/4. This is a legendary human merfolk. And for green and a blue and tapping Vorel, for each counter on target artifact, creature, or land, we put another of those counters on that permanent. And it's not like Simic decks don't generally focus around +1/+1 counter synergies, right? No, that never happens. No. All right, staying on the Simic bandwagon, we get to number 7, and that's Plasm Capture. Double green, double blue, counter target spell. At the beginning of our next pre-combat main phase, we add X mana in any combination of colors to our mana pool, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. I am not a big proponent of counter spells. I don't generally use them in my metagame. I will pack a few in league and or tournament play, and casting a Plasm Capture on a big spell, especially in EDH Commander, where, let's face it, most spells are big spells, very, very rewarding. Plasm Capture, honestly, I would have thought that would have been closer to number 1 versus closer to number 10. And rounding out our bottom 5, we're switching over to the Golgari Guild for Gaze of Granite. We have X, 2 black and a green. It's a sorcery, and it's destroy each non-land permanent with converted mana cost X or less. So this has some Pernicious Deed qualities to it. And if you're not familiar with Pernicious Deed, oh boy, check that card out. That's an amazing Golgari enchantment and a wonderful removal spell. So Gaze of Granite is our first sorcery spell to crack this top 10. And now we're moving into our top 5, and we're going back to Simic. Surprise, surprise. We have Progenitor Mimic. 4, a green and a blue, and it's a shapeshifter. We may have Progenitor Mimic enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it gains, at the beginning of our upkeep, if this creature isn't a token, create a token that's a copy of this creature. So it's not like Simic, if they shy away from +1/+1 shenanigans. It's not like they're trying to make copies of other creatures or anything, right? That's not really a Simic thing, is it? Yeah. +1/+1 counters, copies. Oh, yeah. All right, so now we're moving forward, and here is number 4 in our second sorcery of the top 10. This one coming right from the Orzhov Guild, Debt to the Deathless. X, 2 white and 2 black. This uncommon sorcery reads, each opponent loses 2 times X life. We gain life equal to the life lost this way. I understand Exsanguinate is a very popular win condition card in a lot of commander decks in the format. If there's black and white together in a deck, personally, I look for Debt to the Deathless first. Because once we get past 4 mana, Debt to the Deathless does a better job of draining our opponents than Exsanguinate does. Actually, no, I'm sorry, I said that. Yeah, once the investment of Debt to the Deathless, once the overall converted mana cost of Debt to the Deathless exceeds 6, it surpasses the effectiveness and the usefulness of Exsanguinate. It's actually better. So once X for Debt to the Deathless becomes higher than 3, and the overall CMC of Debt to the Deathless gets higher than 6, it outperforms Exsanguinate. So I prefer Debt to the Deathless, if white is available in the deck. All right, speaking of whites, we're going to have a little mini run of white cards here. Next up from the Azorius Guild, and our second instance, and unfortunately, our second counter spell of the top 10, we have Render Silence. White and double blue, we counter target spell. Its controller can't cast spells this turn. Man, if regular counter spell wasn't enough, it counters pretty much all of your spells. So that's in your typical Azorius control builds. Here we go, folks. Top 2, and continuing with the white theme, and our first and only split card of our top 10, we have Wear and Tear. For 1 and a red, it's an instant, destroy target artifact. For just a white, destroy target enchantment. And for 1 red and a white, we can destroy target artifact and destroy target enchantment. And that is the second most played card in our format from Dragon's Maze. So what is the number 1 card played across all of Dragon's Maze? It's not a legendary, and it's not an instant or a sorcery. That card would be from the Dimir Guild, Notion Thief. For 2, a blue and a black, we have a 3/1 flasher. And if an opponent would draw a card, except for the first card he or she draws in each of his or her draw steps, instead that player skips that draw and we draw a card. If you've ever had Notion Thief flashed onto you when you cast a nice draw spell, you know it hurts. It hurts a lot. So I can definitely see how Notion Thief could be the number 1 card played in Commander from Dragon's Maze. And there you have it, folks. Another completed top 10 list from Top 10's Day Wednesday. That's right, folks. We're owning that phrase, baby. We are owning it. This is MTG Burgeoning. You will go forth and you will enjoy this day. Want to become a Pack Wars combatant? 4 easy steps. Step number 1. Click on the link below in the description or go to www.buymeacoffee.com/MTG Burgeoning. Step number 2. Select either membership or support. Membership will enroll you into Pack Wars for $5 each month. Support will cost $5 for 1 month. Step number 3, complete payment information. The name you use will appear on the site. Use your real name, use your YouTube handle, or use no name at all and be anonymous. Be sure to include your email address in the information. Step number 4, most importantly, prepare for war.